Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I'm going to be making some little shabby tags. Now the tags that I'd like to make, I want to make them with the two last videos that I did. So that is the little dress on the little coat hanger, which are the coat hangers we made from the little paper clips, and also the little mini snippet roll. So I've added both of those onto this tag and I think it looks really pretty. Really simple. Just a piece of card with some little bits and pieces on, and I think they look so lovely. There's another one here. We've got a lovely little bow on there. This is another snippet roll. This little heart I've got on here, which is from the little vintage paper clips that we did, and that's one of the little vintage paper hearts. This is a lovely little dress with a coat hanger there. Little bits of scrap paper underneath, and I think they look so pretty. Really simple. So in the video, the last video where I made the snippet roll, this is the purple one. I also made sort of like a mixed one here, which I think is lovely, and then I made a blue one, sort of bluey greeny colours, which I think is so pretty, and this is the one I'm going to use today. So I'm going to do sort of like a bluey tag today. Get my messy desk. So I have a tag here which I've already made. Now let me just measure this. I don't know how big it is. So that is about 5 by 3 inches. So it's just a piece of card that I've just cut into a tag shape. Now I'm going to use some scrap paper, because which is a good way to use up your scrap paper, but my ink hasn't arrived yet, so I'm awaiting. So fingers crossed it's going to arrive today. And then I've also got a little bit of book paper as well, just to make a little collagey background, and then we're going to use this. And I have a few other little bits in the pot here. So I've got a little bit of sort of greeny seam binding. I've got pretty little dress here. I've got a little bit of lace, which is sort of a bluey colour. I've got some of my little mini butterflies, which are the little greeny ones, green and pink, and I've got a little bow because I have popped a little rose on here, and I don't think it will go with the tag, so I'm going to change it for the little bow. So I'm just going to pop this off. So this is why sometimes when you make these things, just leave them sort of plain. And then you can just embellish them to go with whatever you're going to be making. So that looks really pretty, and that goes with all the colours that we're using. So I'm just going to stick that on quickly so it dries. So we'll pop a little bit of 3-in-1 on there and pop her little bow in the middle, just like that. Okay, make sure she's dry. Then pop her in the little pot there. So we get on with just doing the background on here. Now on these, where I've sewn them, I'm going to turn it on the back because it's easier for you to see. I've just done a little bit of the zigzag stitch just in little areas around the tag like that, not all the way around, and I think that looks quite nice. And on this one, just down here, along there, just a little bit up here and then a bit up here. So it just makes it look a little bit different. I won't sew on this one today, I'll just leave it as it is. So I've just got these little bits which I'm just going to rip down, just so we've got some sort of torn edges on here, like this. I've got the beautiful blue butterfly collection paper, which I just love this paper. So I'm just going to pop that just sort of down the edge, just like this. It doesn't have to be neat and tidy. Now I'm just going to edge it just with a little bit of the vintage photo, just down here, just so it's edged off nicely. And then I'm going to stick it with some glue. I will be doing a video because I've had lots and lots of questions asked, or you'll ask me what I use, what things are called, and what glues I use and what size brads they are and things like that. So I'm going to do a video just to show you all the things that I use, just because I have been getting lots and lots of lovely new subscribers, and I know a lot of you are new to crafting, so I thought I'd just do a video and just tell you about all the things that I use, and some links of where you can get them, so you can just see for yourself if you need any of the things and what they're called, because I know when you start out crafting there are so many different things that you can buy, and it's very mind-blowing because you don't know whether you really need them or not. So I'm going to just go through a quick video and just show you some of the things that I use all the time and what they're called and where you can get them from. So I'm hoping that will be quite helpful for you. So I'm just going to stick a few more bits down. I'll add a little bit of book paper as well. So let's just stick that down there. Doesn't really matter. Just a random sort of collagey bit. Let's just do it like that. A little bit easier. A little bit of glue on there. Stick it down, and then we just cut the little bits off. Just like that. There we go. Bits of paper everywhere. Okay, just go round the edge. Just with a little bit of, oops, my little dobber's getting a bit worn, I think. Oh, I need this little piece of paper. I need a bit more ink. Let's just ink around this bit as well. There we go. Bit of glue. I do like to use up all little bits of paper. Little scrap paper like that. So it stops you from throwing it all away, and it's lovely to recycle. So that's that. Now what I'm going to do on these ones, I've just added a little bit of coloured ink. Now this is from the Seedless Preserve, which is the Distress Oxide. So I've just added that. Now I'm gonna, because I'm using blues, I'm gonna add a little bit of peacock feather. Now this is quite sort of dark, and I don't want it that dark, so I've added a little bit to the sponge. Now I'm just going to go over just a tiny bit like that, just so it brings a little bit of the blue in, just around some of the edges like that. Just a tiny bit. So when you use the ink, just make sure you rub quite a lot of it off on here, unless you want it this dark, but I didn't want it that dark. I just wanted it sort of a little bit of colour, so I think it goes really well on here. So that looks really nice. Now let's see, what do we want? So the little dress is going to sit on there like that, which is lovely. Now I don't want it to go onto this because I think that blends in too well. So let me just pop a little bit of ink on there. Now I'm going to get, let's see, I've got a little bit of cheesecloth here, which I might take some little strips. This is just odd pieces that I had. So I'm just going to wrinkle it up a little bit. Just pop it behind the dress like that. Perfect. Let's just use a little bit of glue stick to stick that down. Wrinkle it up like that. I'm going to pop a little bit of this lace on as well, because I think this is really pretty. So let's see if that will go over the top, just so you've got that lovely background on there. So I'm going to stick this down with a little bit of the 3-in-1 because it's a little bit, oops, I'll stick it down a little bit better. So that can go on. I think I'll sort of have it so it's sort of like hanging off a little bit. I think would look nice. So So that will sit on there like, oopsie daisy, sticky fingers. So that will go on there like that. Where's my lid? There we are. And then we're going to pop a little bit of this on. So this is really lovely. I'm loving the blue on here. I'm just going to pop that along the bottom. Let's cut it off here. Loving these snippet rolls. Little mini snippet rolls. I think they're so pretty. So I'm just going to pop that along there. Move these bits out of the way. Pop a little bit of glue down there. And stick that on. Just like that. So that looks really nice. So let's put the little dress on. I think they look really lovely. Now I'm going to pop a little eyelet in here. Now, oops, on this one I've got quite a big eyelet here, and this one I've just got like a little pink one on there, so they're two different sizes. So let's just see. These are the big ones that I have. So what colour? We could have a nice sort of like brassy colour, would look quite nice on there. I think I'll pop a big one on this one. Now I've got my little crocodile, so take these off. Make a hole in here. And pop this in. Didn't quite go down far enough because that's quite big. I might have to use another different eyelet because that's hanging off the top there. Might have to use a smaller one. Let's get a smaller one. Let's see, we can have just a little brassy one here. Same colour, but just a bit smaller. Put this one back in there. Okay. Whoops. There we go, that's better. And then we just squash that down like that. Perfect. Okay, that's lovely. Now I'm going to pop that there, but I think I'll put this in through there first, and we'll make a little bow. Be easier before we put the dress on, I think. So I'm just going to pop it through like that. And before I cut it, I'm just going to make a little bow. Just like that. I'll just cut this little bit off there. There we go. We've got a nice little bow. Scrunch him up a little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to pop the little dress on there like that. Squash that down. Little bow. It's got a mind of its own. And there we go, pop the little dress on, like this. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make sure that I've got glue on the coat hanger behind, like this here, just so it sticks down properly. Just a few bits of glue on there. Don't need a lot on this because it's just book paper on the bottom, so it's very light. So don't put too much glue on there. So that can just stick down nicely, which looks really pretty. Very sort of spring colours, that one, isn't it? So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a couple of my little butterflies and pop them along here, I think. Let's just scrunch it up. Little butterflies on here. I just love these. A couple of the smaller ones. Little one that side. And then we can have a little one that side. I think that is so cute. So this is why when you're making the snippet roll, it's if you sort of like keep it sort of plain, or don't embellish it too much, and then when you get to use it, on things like this, you can just add to it things that will actually go with what you're making, like that. Another bit down there. Just pop them, make sure they're stuck down. Push in the middle. Oops. Little one there. And then what I'm going to do, of course, pop a little bit of stickles on there, just so it's got a little bit of shiny on there, on the little butterfly wings, because I think that just looks so pretty. Just like that. A little bit in the middle. Perfect. So there we go, we've got a lovely little shabby tag, like that, with a little bow. So I now have 3 beautiful tags and I'm absolutely loving them. So that is using up all the 2 of the things that I made from the last videos into a lovely tag. So well, I hope you like that, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to make your little snippet rolls, because I think they are absolutely beautiful. I'll pop the links down to the videos below anyway, and the link to the little butterflies, but I think they're really pretty. Oh, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're all safe and well. Please do take care, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.